So we're here at PRI 2019, and we've came by to visit the Haltech booth. Andrew Dimartino, which is their head fabricator, has worked with us on a really cool project here, V12 Quad Turbo. You guys are introducing your new ECU over here.
So this is the Nexus R5. What's great about the new Nexus is it is an all-in-one unit. It encompasses an ECU that is capable of having 18 injectors and 12 ignition outputs. Also, you get a PDM. It is Wi-Fi enabled and dual channel wideband all in one unit. What's great about that is you can actually get rid of all your standard relays. You can get rid of an external wideband. You can tune and pull all your logs via Wi-Fi. So as soon as you pull your car up into the pits after a run, your tuner can have the laptop open. As soon as it's in range, it will connect to the ECU and automatically download the logs so they can already get on making any changes that needs to be made.
There's a lot going on here.
There is a lot.
I see aluminum.
Yep.
I see stainless.
Yep.
I see titanium.
Yes, sir.
Where did this idea come from?
Well, really, I've always wanted to do some sort of turbo or blower or something. I figured it's a V12. 2 turbos isn't enough. It's not over the top enough. So I talked to Garrett, and they recommended turbochargers. So we put 4 turbos on this thing.
It's not just an engine sitting on a stand here. This is a running engine. I don't want to say driving because it doesn't drive anywhere.
I wish it did. It's heavy.
It's a heavy engine. But Haltech uses this engine as a display unit, bring out their latest and greatest parts and show how easy it is to use their components. I see a lot of our fittings. So you guys used our new PTFE line.
Yeah, which was fantastic. Let me tell you, I've used other companies' stuff. This assembled easier and quicker than anything I've ever used. Like, I don't want to be all biased or whatever, but in all honesty, the aluminum ferrules made it a breeze. And the fact that it's not exposed stainless, you don't cut your fingers all up. So it cuts easy, and then it assembles easy. I did all of these -4 lines in maybe an hour.
And you also have our AN classic fittings on here as well.
Correct, yeah.
The catch can I see, some of the feeds to the block.
I wanted to utilize the color-coded stuff to actually denote water or oil. All the coolant fittings and lines that go to the turbochargers are blue. And then anything that is oil is red. And then I use the classic black for crankcase ventilation. So that you can, if anybody's working on this, you say, okay, well this line doesn't look the same as the other. Maybe it doesn't go here.
A lot of people don't understand, this is not just a typical black billet V-band.
Right.
This is a modular clamp. This is supposed to replace silicone.
You see how much this thing moves. So the one big thing that I ran into with doing all this is there's a lot of adjustment. So where the turbochargers can be clocked in every direction, we wanted to make it like where you had enough movement so that you could get where you needed to go. Once I did final assembly, after actually welding everything, the turbos ended up in different places. When I went to assemble all the charge pipes, they still work. You wouldn't think that 12 degrees is that much, but 12 degrees in a slight misalignment is huge. With typical silicone, they get all like kinked and crooked, and then once you get them a little bit off, they blow off. I had this thing apart and back together so many times. I would take these charge pipes on and off like 15 times in one day. So it was really easy. I just popped the clamp. I mean, it's a single thing and it's off.
Yeah.
So like doing that and being able to actually get them on and off in a quick manner allowed me to access like all the fittings, because I had to put them on and off to make sure all my fittings and the catch cans, you'd think an engine stand would have a ton of room. Well, when it has to fit through a doorway without being taken apart, you have to make sure everything works in conjunction with itself. So being able to quickly remove everything was probably my favorite thing.
How hot does this engine typically get when it's running?
Well, you've got exhaust, so that's 800 degrees at a decent EGT. When you've got an oil line, which obviously oil is very flammable, when the oil line superheats, it can rupture, and then that's when fire happens. So what we did is I went with the thermal protection stuff with a silicone coating, because it handles a higher amount of heat when it passes next to the manifolds. So I did that on the oil drains and all the water lines as well. And that keeps us from, you know, catching on fire, which isn't fun.
How much titanium have you welded in the past before this?
All the titanium that I've done in the past has been repairs. So dirty, and you have to have a perfect environment to weld it. Or you get contamination, and then you get sugaring. So it has to be fully back purged and everything. What I loved about just being able to pull it out of the package and go was the ease. Like, it was so quick. I flip open the packaging, I get them where I need to be, I tacked them up, and then I welded for hours. The ease of having pie cuts already done was probably the best thing. You have options so that you can get where you need to go with different tightnesses in your radiuses. And that allowed me to get with these crazy tight, super complex bends, because most of the time with pie cuts, it allows you to do this super complex bend. It's going up and left at the same time instead of just a 90.
The last thing I want to pay attention to is these Turbo Smart wastegates and blow-off valves. We have a bunch of good companies here working together, so I want to kind of bring attention to that. Everything turned out awesome. You guys did a really good job with this.
This is not a new thing. Every time I do personal projects, Vibrant's where I go. It just makes my life a lot easier having a quality product.
Well, thanks again, Andrew. I really appreciate everything.
Hey, thank you guys.
If you guys want to check out more things from Haltech or Andrew Dimartino, we're going to include some of the links below. And yeah, be sure to subscribe and check out some more videos that we have coming out.